you've got a couple of questions down about the use of body cameras. One for the Department of Home Affairs Minister about the police trial that was launched last year. I mean, have you heard any more about that since it was launched?
I haven't. And appreciating the police have been very busy with TT recently. It's been on my list for a while as a follow-up, but I thought publicly it would be really useful to hear from the Home Affairs Minister whether the trial was a success, is it ongoing? Where's the evidence to say what's the policy on the use of body cameras by police officers and how effective has that been? I'd be very interested to hear.
I mean, it has been argued that in a place like the Isle of Man, it's quite an extreme measure, given the crime rates there are here.
It is, but there was obviously a justification why they wanted to go ahead with the trial. So I suppose it's for the Constabulary and the Home Affairs Minister to explain how successful that's been, and are they used routinely now? Were they in practice again over the TT? You know, which officers require them, and is the footage, how routinely is the footage used in prosecutions, for instance?
And on a similar theme, you've got a question for the Chief Minister about the use of body cameras and the possible expansion of their use.
Yeah, that's purely to say it's unfortunate in a way that the Chief Minister questions come first, so we won't hear how successful they've been on the police use before we hear the Chief Minister. But I'm interested to know if there's any plans to expand them to any other public service in any sphere across the island, and what the justification for that would be.
Are there concerns about that possibility? I mean, are you aware of anybody being concerned about
I've
it being rolled out?
I've had concerns raised with me, and that's prompted the question, because it sounds pretty incredible to me that that's something the Isle of Man would go down, especially given we're a safe location, very community and inclusive place. So I think it would be reassuring to hear that that's not something that would be considered. And likewise, if it is, then it would be useful to have the policy explained.
Could they be seen as a safeguard for people? I mean, protecting themselves against accusations?
Well, you could say that about the CCTV and the expansion of CCTV, but the Isle of Man doesn't want to become a police state. You know, it is a free country. We have the benefit of a very safe environment. It's very community oriented. We've got lots of freedom for children to go off on their bikes and off for, exploring. It would change, I think, the sense of community and the Isle of Man's ambience if there was a massive expansion in terms of CCTV, or, if you couldn't move anywhere. And that's linked to the travel information scheme question as well. If every movement on and off the island was plotted and kept by the authorities, and everywhere you went there was cameras watching your every move, that you could be plotted, I'm not sure that I'd be comfortable with that as a future for the Isle of Man.
Or what about the old adage, nothing to hide, nothing to fear?
Well, that's always used by people in authority to get more and more control and more awareness. But what about the human rights to a private family life, where you can have the freedom to go where you please? And the other thing is, if you're not a criminal, why should the authorities know every move that you make?